Hello, everybody. Let's see, that should give us music. That gives you me. And can somebody on Discord say hello?
Hello.
Hello.
There. Yeah,
Just
we got
say
another music.
hello.
All right. So yeah, welcome everybody to our stream. Welcome to ChaoticCalling, especially for all you new wonderful people. I am the DM Starwind, and I'm here to have some adventures with these fine explorers of the realm. We have with us tonight Christopher.
So that was certainly an event.
We have Kronk.
Good evening.
We have Arthur.
Hello.
We have Jack.
I don't like Fireball anymore.
And we will have Vol a little later on. She's running. So last week, we've been devising a plan for a while. Like, Professor Smithersmod's airship's been taken away, and there was a map kind of like laced in coded ink, right? Like, you had to get some ways to discern the ink to find out what the map was and everything of that nature. And upon doing so, Jack realizes one of these is a drop point that he and his old crew used to use. Convinced the drop spot meant something, Jack kind of like roped everybody into wanting to investigate it. So the expedition to stop Brutus and Kinnan starts to take place. Upon investigating the drop spot, like, there's a lot of slow movements here. Like, everybody's trying to be patient with the other person, like they were waiting in the shadows. Unfortunately for Brutus, like, he wasn't able to stealth as good as his friend Kinnan, so he was kind of like noticed out of place. So it kind of like led to the start of the combat coming up. However, there was a group of bandits that were signaled after a moment because they investigated the drop spot, pulled away from it, and then in the shadows, like, Kinnan snuck up, checked the drop spot, found nothing there, walked back, gave a signal to Brutus, who gave a signal to his bandits, fired off a signal flare, and then these bandits came in from behind. The group quickly dispatched them, keeping them from destroying the cart or the horse, and upon doing so, engaged in combat. Kinnan tried mercilessly to try to snipe somebody, but apparently the DM should have remembered rogues don't get proficiencies in longbow. I'll remember that next time. But either way, fighting continues until eventually Brutus and Kinnan are exposed. You managed to use, what was it called? Wall of Force to stop their movements, enclosing them in a hemisphere, which kept anything from going in and anything from coming out. They kind of like waited. You guys gave them the questioning, and then our lovely Jack decided to fireball them, and we all learned together that the fireball gets blasted against the shielding of the spell. So the next time, as soon as the spell drops, Kinnan trying to run away while Brutus holds his ground, we use another wall of force, this time a cylindrical spear, not a spear but a cylinder with an open top, and then we could send in the fireball from above. So death from above is achieved, and Kinnan gives up. Brutus is laid to waste, and currently Kinnan is now in your possession. So, having given up on everything because, one, you killed his main boss, and two, he is now on the carriage with you as you slowly start returning back to Shandor at this point. The carriage ride involving all of you and, of course, Shella, who has come with you. What would you guys like to do as you resume your trip back to Shandora?
You know, I have found that you are very scarily proficient in. Looks over at Kenneth's tied body. Bondage?
Oh, I'm sorry, what? Very proficient in bondage?
Is that not the word for it? When you
I mean,
when you
you're
know when
the
you
ones.
use. Just like kind of like looks toward like to Vold and to Arthur. It's like, It's the word is bondage, right? When you use the ropes to incapacitate someone's body. Oh, is that wrong?
You
Ah.
poor innocent child.
Arthur's just gonna bonk Jack slightly. Give him a look. That look to Vol. Like, what
checking.
should we
Ooh,
do?
27. That's a high acrobatics.
All
Let's find
right.
out.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
We got you, Vol. We got you.
All
And
right
now,
then.
and now we are joined by Vol. Say hi, Vol.
Hi.
All right. Now that the party's all here, what would you guys like to do? As we're already having this conversation, the carriage currently leading its way back to Shandor. Well, now that you've captured me and kept me from getting in any more further trouble, what's your plans, Jack?
Before we do anything else, Arthur, strip him. Like, of all his equipment, not literally everything. You know what I mean?
Christopher just
friend.
suddenly blushes. It's like,
Yeah, and Kenan looks at Vol like, "Oh yes, you do love saying those words 'strip' all the time to me. I'm starting to enjoy your company quite well."
You know, if you really do enjoy my company, maybe I could do something else that might change your mind. Flexes her fist into a knuckle, just like making it pop.
That's not satisfying one bit.
Glad to hear that. Did you already check up Brutus? Or whatever that guy's name was?
By the way, yeah, if you guys want to roll investigations to collect the materials from the groups, like examining the bandits, whoever wants to lead the investigation can lead it, and then have advantage on the roll if you want to do something like that. No matter what you roll, there are obvious things you're going to get. Keep that in mind.
Just gonna let Arthur do it unless he wants Jack to do it since it's his comrades, or old comrades.
I'm up for either or.
I'll let Jack do it. I'll give him some assistance by
Alright,
taking him down every so often.
alright, Jack, go ahead and roll. Yep, 23, that's pretty good. Okay, so on Brutus, you find a great axe +2 and a leather armor +2. Probably had about 300 gold pieces on him. As far as the others, what's the maximum number we have on the field? 8. If you're interested, you can find 8 scimitars, 8 light crossbows. If you need crossbow bolts, there's probably about 60 in 6 different quivers. With that 23, you would also find an additional 300 gold between all of them. As Kronk lines up the bodies before you all jump into the cart. Feeding the plants as one must.
They're not going to fertilize themselves.
Indeed. And also want to remind everybody, we are playing StreamRaiders as well. If you want to help us out on StreamRaiders, it's a fun little game on Twitch you can play as we continue our story and have something to do and interact with the community. So, now that you got all this situation figured out, and you pretty much... Oh, you need to know what's on actually Kenan, right? So
Yeah.
I'm going to give you that list next. Another 500 gold on him. And he has a rapier
Vol found
plus...
it in his coin purse as he was stripping him.
Yeah, well, it was right there by his cod piece, so definitely have to look deep and hard for that one. A rapier +1, a longbow +2. They sold me a bad bow. It's all right. I
Alright,
thought
then.
maybe you were
Then
talking
that's-
about something else.
Then that's better. And that's probably better sold then.
Yeah. Okay, testing. Hopefully we're coming back from technical difficulties. Hopefully this won't continue, but
Star
well,
did say a +2 rapier, right?
no,
He
I
just
did
had a
not.
+1 rapier and a
Plus
+2
one.
longbow.
Ah, okay. I must have misheard.
Indeed you did, my dear, but it's fine. We got it. Alright, we are live again, my friends. I think we finally got it. Yeah, refresh if needed there. Hopefully OBS, is it going to do that again? That's weird. It's a new error that's happening, but I'll keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't do that. And hopefully we won't have to restart again, but we'll see. Alright, so as you guys finish gathering all that equipment, all that gold, all the gear from Kinnan and the former Brutus, you guys return to the wagon and start making your way back to Shandora, right?
Yeah, we start, and then Jack just kind of looks at everyone. Do we want? I know I said we should head back to Shandora, but I know we're also trying to get the airship. Should we? I don't know, because I can't really babysit Kenan. Should we
So
go
I
out?
do believe that the situation in that regard is being handled.
Yeah, but do they realize Tazareth has it?
I mean, well, above table they do, yeah. Sorry, Shello wouldn't have any reason to speak.
But they do seem to have information that we don't, since they went to a far different location than we went to.
Right? Where are they going? What kind of information do they have?
I've been told not to say.
Why?
Oh, look, a butterfly! Shello reaches for a butterfly. I think I know what's going on.
I mean, do you guys know more about the professor? Well, at least, you, Jack. Do you think his friends and him are far more capable than us to help them out?
Well, I don't
Like-
know who he has with him. That's the thing.
So, well, apparently both Leon and Pyra are present with him. At minimum. I don't know who else he brought along aside him. Vol, would you happen to know, or...
I sadly wouldn't know too much. I just know that when we caught up to the professor, Arthur and I, he was talking to someone named Ragnar and a wife. I don't remember. I know that he was talking to a really big dragonborn dude, and that he was going to come join them. Looks like a paladin. Offered me work,
Senpai,
but I
thank you
didn't
for
need to
the
do that.
How big are we thinking?
I mean, you saw how tall I am, right?
Yes.
Now compare him. Now think of me as normal size and him my size. In a sense, I'm an average size of a lady, and he's the normal size of a dude. But I'm not normal size, so he had an extra head over me.
That sounds confusing, Vo.
I'm sorry, I might be a little bit, tongue twisted right now. He just maybe a bit a foot bigger.
Just like maybe there's like a brief moment where like Christopher's lost in thought, shakes his head like, Anyway, it's like I do believe they are at the very least informed and supported enough. He certainly seemed to trust these friends more than us anyway.
If they're going after Tazareth, they're probably not even going for the right area. I mean, what if they don't have the airship wherever they're going? Or what if they're running into a trap? What if their numbers don't count? Like, we don't know the exact numbers of Tazareth.
If only you knew.
Hey, Kenan, How many people are in Tazareth?
On land or at sea?
Give me both.
Perhaps the general population is anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000, somewhere in there.
Oh, that's a hell of a lot more than I had heard.
Well, there are a lot of unfortunate people that just looking for a place to belong.
How many of them are as strong or stronger than you and Brutus?
Oh, that pool might be a little bit smaller, but I'm not sure I should be talking about that right now.
Oh,
I mean,
come
you have
on.
I
time.
do, but these ropes are so tight. You know what? There, that's a little bit better. Kind of like pops his shoulder. We see the ropes kind of like move for a moment. But no, I don't think I should be sharing that information if I cherish my life.
I'm gonna whip out the hand crossbow and just like point it at his head. It's like,
Oh, please, you can't intimidate me now. I'm better off dead than talking to you.
well, we have a chance at life, whether it be in a dungeon or possibly working with someone else who will keep you alive. So,
That does bring me a question, though. You're someone that works for tons of money. How much do they pay you?
Once again, I'm not at liberty to say such things. You know, the whole, contract, as it were.
Oh, that's a shame. I was wondering if I could just pay you on to compensate for that and ignore the contract. Never mind.
Yep, it's a pity.
hey, Kenan, how about this? I'm gonna make sure he watches as I move the hand crossbow from his head to his crotch. You sure you don't want me to shoot?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't want you to shoot at all, you crazy lunatic.
Then tell me what we want to know.
I don't have to tell you shit. If you ain't got the answers, what makes you think I do?
Because you're working for Tazareth.
That's about it. There's several people working for Tazareth, whether it's openly or in the shadows. Sure, you know my business that I belong to Tazareth. That's easy enough to know. It pays a lot more than banditry does. You know, I made a miscalculation. Subtract about 9 from that figure I gave you earlier. Apparently, there are some people not coming home.
What do you mean by that?
You killed 9 of the Tazareth.
Oh, no, I was thinking like.
Yeah, that's what he was just aiming at.
Yeah. Well,
It's as much as I would, as much as I would hate to agree, Jack. I do believe that Kenan has a point. After all, not everyone who worked for Lillian necessarily knew all of our family's business. They just were done as they were paid to do.
Ah, this boy knows how it works. To an extent.
Yeah, but your mom's a noble. Despite being a witch who plays with devils and demons, she's a noble.
And who do you think is running Tazareth? I mean,
Oh,
oops.
well, there's some new information. Who's the noble?
I don't know. Do you? Maybe I'm just feeding you information just to give you the wrong idea.
Can I insight that?
Yeah, you can insight that.
No, yeah, I want to know if he actually slipped information by accident. Not with an 8.
Ah, he's telling you the truth, apparently. I mean, in the back of your head, you feel like, is he telling the truth? Like, that thought does come, but like, I guess it's legit. Go ahead.
You always were a sly one, Kenan. But apparently not quick enough.
Apparently, magical walls seem to be my downfall.
Well, does anyone else want to talk to this kitty cat before we toss him to the guards whenever we get to Shandora?
I mean,
About
the only
nothing-
thing. I'll go ahead.
So, well, if nothing else, if Shandora is particularly interested in gleaning any information from this one, I'm sure they have magical means of getting what they want anyway. In fact, I do wonder if that woman we met earlier would be interested in that information.
Possibly. I am kind of curious of what got you, like, looks like Ken. It's like, I am kind of curious of why you thought banditry is a good way of doing things. But then again, that's digging a little bit deep, isn't it?
Well, I was
Yeah.
a bandit.
I'm aware, but he was a bandit longer than you.
Oh, okay, I don't have to be a part of this conversation. This is great.
I mean, I did ask you a question, but Jack was, just commenting on something that we already know, right?
Listen, whether it's
What
for freedom
pleases you, milady? What in this world makes you happy? Is it seeing the strong survive and the weak perish? Or perhaps the opposite, thriving as a strong person and helping the weak up? There are all types of people out there, and what makes people who they are is what they go through, and the life that we have lived thus far. Well, let's just say I can't make it as a god. I don't agree with their philosophy. I can't make it as a noble since I don't have the lineage. I can't make it as a shopkeeper because I have no stock. Unfortunately, the Khajiit don't realm in this game. But, at any rate, banditry, just taking what you want. Knowing the feeling of once you receive what you weren't supposed to have. That feeling of obtaining something that you shouldn't have. Some of us live for the high. Some just live.
That is a sad thought to hear.
It's a sad world, my dear.
At least I could understand you a bit, though. I could see what you're getting at.
And you're taking us back to...
I think we're
So-
heading to Shandora, am I correct?
This is gonna be a boring trip, then. I shall invoke my right to silence at this point, unless there's anything else you're wishing to know. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about.
You want to help us steal an airship?
I already did that.
No, I mean but we keep it. We don't give it to someone else.
I don't want it. I got what I was supposed to get.
Damn, you're boring.
I know, right? So are you.
At least I'm not tied up in ropes.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be.
Insight?
Insight. He's fine. You know what, to be fair, I should probably toggle this too.
That
I
might
don't
help.
Yeah, because I don't want to reveal what I'm using, whether it's persuasion or deception. Where is that toggle option? It's... Memory, serve me correctly, will you? It is, not a, it's on the cogwheel, right? Or, maybe it's not on the cogwheel. Is it on core somewhere? Ah, there it is. Query rows. That's what we want to do. Oh, no, that's advantage. Okay, whisper. There we go. Alright, so we want to make a check. It's about what? You can't really tell what he meant.
She just kind of looks at him, but kind of doesn't keep her eyes off of him. Oh, no, never mind. I can't do that. Hold on.
Yeah, you're kind of like watching the road.
I forgot! I was having too much fun. I was
Mhm.
basically yelling at him from the back. So it's like, just sounded funny to me, and I'm just gonna be like, alright, keep driving the thing.
Everybody hears from their Rocky Talkies, I just saw a butterfly. It's flying south. And then we hear on the Rocky Talkies, God damn it, someone shut that fucking kobold up, in Leon's voice.
It's a Shadow, aren't you tired? Perhaps you should take a rest.
Oh, yeah, I'm a little bit. I could use a short rest. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, this is Shella taking a short rest. Somebody put a sock in her. Alright. But yeah, so the adventure home continues. Who wants to helm the perception check as you guys are traveling about 8 hours to get back, right? Might even have to set up camp. What time did we get here again?
Right! This is nighttime.
Was this nighttime? Or
It's like,
evening
you were
dusk?
saying it was getting darker and darker.
Yeah, so this was around dusk then, right?
Yeah.
You guys might
I would
have
say based on when we left,
Uh-huh.
this probably would be like around 7 or 8 p.m.
Fair
if
enough,
we
yeah.
if we took it as an 8-hour trip.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure because I don't want to mislead you on any information going forward here. So in that case, yeah, so it starts to get darker and darker, and you guys might have to actually find a place to rest for the night.
Do you want to keep driving the cart, or do you want to find a good spot? Kind of says Full as she's, driving the cart.
This would be about the perfect time for somebody in my group to just jump a cart like this.
For what I know, though, I think we took care of your group, so I don't think we'll have to worry about
well.
that.
Yeah, but they could. There could be more. I mean, Tazareth is a pirate company, but they hired bandits. And we dealt with another bandit group the other day. There's likely more of them around.
So I guess, okay, so the question was originally perception check, but since we're only going so far, or actually the question
Well-
becomes, do we continue? That's what it is.
Christopher would suggest so well, if we are concerned about various factors, we could simply ride through the night and rotate driving.
One person drive, one person keep a lookout on what's going on and making sure Kenan behaves.
If that's what you want, I could do the beginning of the drive, and then I'll rest, and then after I take a little bit of a rest, I could watch Ken in the morning, or at least when it becomes morning.
If you wish to take the benefits of a short rest at this point, you can, except for Vol. So who's gonna drive after Vol, and who's like what's everybody's position for the night? I'm going to keep an eye out for butterflies.
Kronk will probably just be sitting on the back of the cart.
Yeah, it's probably you and Shella just kind of like sitting at the back, not being in anybody's way.
I guess I could drive after Vola's shift.
Okay. Arthur,
So
are you doing
Christopher
anything?
would
Go ahead.
intermittently have Dorian help whoever is keeping watch at the time, an extra set of eyes.
I would also put Chinook close by to where Kenan is, because they're night owls, so they could stay up watch They like to sleep in the day.
I mean, it's sure familiar. You know it better than I do.
Yep, just letting you know.
Hmm.
That said, though, it would be interesting, like the conversations Dorian would have with the other party members,
So,
like during their watches.
anybody want to play cards? I got some dice here too. Whatever you want to do. Hey, how about you, Catman? You up for some game? I would be, but I'm a little tied up right now. This guy's all tied up, boss. I don't know what to do with him.
If you want to play cards, wait till I get done with my end. I'll play with ya.
All right. Well, great. Hey,
Jack
real quick.
cringing every time someone says cards.
Just so Vol knows, the only game I know how to play is 52 Pickup. But hey, it's great. I love that game.
I mean, I could teach you how to play Texas Hold'em, or whatever they call that. Met it from a guy
Yeah.
named Texas.
Yeah, but I'd rather watch you pick them up.
Better be helping, or else
don't-
I'll be playing one pickup, and you'll be the thing I need to pick up.
My boss wouldn't let that happen. Right, boss? Right, boss? Boss? Hey, boss. Oh. I get it. This is that whole humbling thing. Laugh, haha. I got it. Good joke. Boss?
So, good night, Dorian. As he just goes.
He's just kind of like, okay, well. I know what I'm going to do to you later. Anyway. So, yeah, Fo, since you're driving, give me a perception check as you're kind of like keeping an eye on the road. It is getting dark. How are you? You got like a lantern or something kind of like helping you out, or?
Should I burn one fuel of lantern oil then?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, right, I'm gonna do that. Haven't been able to use this in a while, so I'm gonna put that. And
Glad
yeah,
to
it's a
help
hooded
you
lantern.
glad to have you find a use for it. Let me put this battery
All
back on the
right.
charger here.
I will roll perception. I see okay.
Yeah.
Not great.
So the road, you managed to keep it on the road. That's about all that matters, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't know, how long do you want to be up there? That's kind of like a question. How long do you want these shifts to be? Like, should it be 2 hours or 4 hours, or how long do you want to go?
We could probably make it 2 hours.
I mean, I'm up to whatever you...
I mean, it should be 2 hours as far as like.
Yeah, if you're like going
Um,
off an actual watch and trying to sleep at the same time, that would probably help.
Yeah,
Like
probably.
pretty much if we have somebody doing a 4-hour shift without special accommodations, they would be exhausted by the end of the 8 hours.
Mhm.
Then we'll do 2 hours.
Fair
I think
enough.
that's fair.
So for your 2 hours, your eyes start to get heavy. You could tell you could start to use some rest. So you need to trade out with somebody.
I slowly put the cart to a small stop. I tap on the window closest to where I heard Jack. And I'm going like, alright, starting to get a little bit slumbery. Trade me out.
Alright. Good thing I have dark vision, because that little scroll.
Let me check how long that lasts.
It'll
I'm
last
actually kind
8
of
hours.
curious.
It's 8 hours, so it'll last me most of the trip.
Oh yeah. Wow! You have a use for that. I didn't burn it for no reason. Alright. Vol's gonna jump off, and she's just gonna go switch places with Jack. Pet her little bat, and then just kind of just like slowly slumber to sleep.
Okay.
I'm gonna slowly start up the horses.
Is there a command you might have given Dorian just by chance before you went to bed, Christopher?
Like, basically would have told him to, like, assist whoever was, like, watching over Kennen.
Okay. Alright, so the 2-hour trip for Jack takes place. Roll me a perception as you're keeping an eye on the road.
Total of
I
6.
see this. I see this. Alright, for the most part at the moment, like, we're definitely going to do a little narrative here. We might have to deviate from our original plans, but we'll see what happens. This portion of the road leads into a thicker forest, so your eyesight kind of like plays tricks on you as the lights are like flickering off the trees and the branches. And with it being fall, like a lot of these trees are just showing their skeletal looking hands kind of like through the shadows of the other lighting that's coming through. But you continue to press on. Let me see what we got here. No, this makes perfect sense, actually. Let me roll this one real quick. 12. Excellent. Okay, I need you to make an animal handling check, and then I'll describe what's about to happen.
12?
Alright, I will see if 12 is sufficient here by allowing the horses to react towards your handling. Let's see here. You feel a tug on the reins as the horses rear up and stop their path. Like they quit going forward, they jump up, and then you hear several hooves of different size hoofs just kind of like beating in the ground, coming from right to left. And as you kind of like regain control, you can see what looks to be about a dozen elk just jumping from one side of the road to the other. You almost had a head-on collision with a deer.
Odie would be proud.
Do they bleep? Bleep? I don't know. Maybe.
Meanwhile, everybody in the call and on the Twitch stream just kind of like nodding their heads, like, yeah.
I checked.
That's an asterisk who have lived in the country before.
Wait a minute. I just need to know. Is Christopher awake? Because Christopher might be having flashbacks.
Oh yeah,
that was the point.
Yeah, so Dorian's like watching this. He goes, hold on. I know somebody who needs to see this. Oh, boss, here's just some tunnel vision. And he shows you the image in your mind as he tries to stir you awake with the imagery of all these elk jumping across the road.
It's like, what? Where? What?
Oh, look, boss, there's a bunch of elk jumping through the forest. Gee, I sure hope there's not a firewall over there. You want me to go check?
Christopher just narrows his eyes at Dorian.
All I can say, boss, is that nature provides.
And yes, and another expression I know, heaven hath no fury.
Wait, what about heaven? Oh, dear Lord, I don't want to hear that one. Oh, God, oh, God! Oh, no! Wait, I need to use devil. Oh, devil! Yeah, there we go. That's better. I feel better now.
He'll call up to the front. Is everything all right, Jack?
Everything's fine. They're just elk. This stuff happens.
And with that, the horses regain their composure, and you're able to continue going up the road. 2 hours pass, and it's the end of your watch. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna slow it to a stop, and then just get out and go over to Kronk. 'Cause I know he likes to drive, and just tap him on the shell. Hey, buddy, do you wanna take a turn driving?
I would love to help.
Alright, next couple hours you driving. I'll take your spot here.
Was Jack around to know how fast Kronk drives horses?
I don't think so.
We're about to find out together, Kronk. Don't worry.
He's just like, it's okay, buddies. Take your time.
So how fast are we going, Kronk?
Definitely not 1,000 trees an hour, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely not. Wouldn't want to go that fast. Would you say about 5 trees an hour or
No, we're doing like 100 trees an hour.
100 trees an hour? All right. Yeah, this makes perfect sense. So yeah, apparently letting Kronk drive for the next 2 hour adds 2 hours to the trip. How does that work? But yeah, so Kronk starts leading him off. The slow haze of the trail kind of like instantly puts you to sleep, Jack. Arthur, what have you been up to? Like, have you been sleeping through all this, or is there anything you're doing particularly just to kind of like check up on you?
There would be getting some shut-eye between, like, looking over Ken and make sure he's not doing anything suspicious.
All right. But anything else you want to do before I have Kronk roll his perception? Actually, go ahead and roll your perception, Kronk. And we got very high number. Nice. Alright, so Kronk, you're still driving. The night air gets a little bit crisper and chillier, but doesn't really affect you too much. Except for, you get a good cool whiff of oxygen intake into your body there. The trees around you still kind of like have that eerie glow of dark shadows just kind of like bouncing off of the torch, or not torchlight, but the lantern light that you have behind you there. But yeah, for the most part, your journey seems to be okay. Let me just get to my roll table here and see if there's anything that actually could happen. I guess we'll go with this one this time. So eventually you manage to roll out of the forest region, and now it becomes like open plains for a while. Let me just scroll down here real quick, see if it makes sense. Not at the moment, it does not. Alright, so your watch is a-okay. You get to this open field, you can see farms and different plantations nearby, but you continue up the road and your 2 hours go on without any incident.
Yeah, Kronk will just keep driving until someone wakes up.
So Kronk doesn't wake anybody up, he just keeps going. So instead of 4 hours, we add 2 more. Actually, give me another perception check, Kronk. Oh yeah, you're good at these, I forget. We actually have a druid here. Oh, that's not gonna make sense. Alright, yeah, and these 2 hours go by without any incident as well. I don't know if Arthur kind of like wakes up and wonders why he wasn't picked for a watch, or if Christopher does the same. But Shell is just snoring away. She ain't paying no attention.
Well, the funny thing is, like, since 8 hours have passed, and like anybody who went to sleep at the start, like,
they got a long
they
rest.
finished their rest, so they should start waking up.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
you guys, yeah, like nobody noticed, and now you're all starting to wake up from your long rest. So everybody, what? Kronk can go ahead and get a long rest.
I usually don't sleep this well on a cart.
It is awfully smooth for whatever reason.
Looks out the window.
The sun is
Hey.
rising, however, Shandor is nowhere to be found.
Who's driving right now?
Last person I talked to was Jack. Jack,
Yeah, I gave it a Kronk.
Ah, that explains a
seem-
lot.
He's responsible.
Jack, you look out the window. You're barely moving at 5 miles an hour. You could literally walk faster than this cart.
Alright.
He's very responsible. Want to make sure you get a long
You know, he
rest.
is a. You know what Krunk is? He is a 16, 17-year-old driver who just recently passed their license test.
They want to make sure they don't get pulled over, so they're doing 2 miles an hour.
Alright, well, one of y'all should have warned me about this. So this is all your fault.
Ah.
Oh, but we were
Ah.
asleep, so.
Good morning,
As we go.
everybody.
Good morning, Shella.
Vol gets a message from Christopher. I am starting to detect a pattern with Jack.
She just looks back at Christopher, doesn't respond. She just kind of gives the stare, go like, do I really need to respond to that?
Which you do.
But Vol's gonna be like, I'm gonna give Kronk a break. So that, you know, he was doing good, but also so that we could get to where we need to go sooner. I knock on the window
Yet.
count your 99 bottles of rum, and then you'll get there.
99 bottles of rum on the wall, and 99 bottles of rum. You take one down and smash them on the ground. 98 bottles left to run around.
Oh, good. You know the song that I used to sing with the army. Nice.
Yes, well, unless you want me to continue this in a more octave or baritone situation here,
I would pay you for that, but before I do that, let me get Kronk. And I just kind of like signal Kronk. It's like, yo, Kronk, I can switch you out now. You good?
Good morning to you.
It is a wonderful morning. Thank you for the nice slow ride.
It was very smooth out today.
Well, I'll try to replicate how smooth you made the ride when I ride it. I'll trade you.
oh, very smooth.
Oh, thank you. I will go have a nap.
Full steps out after Kronk stops it. Hopefully. Well, then again, you said I could walk faster than it, right?
Oh, yeah. The horses are just slowly trotting. Kronk could literally stand still for a second and then just step up to get inside.
All right. And I'm just going to talk to the horses like, once you get to Shandori, you're getting extra treats and extra naps and pets.